A hobby that I have recently picked up that I never thought I would be into but have slowly become obsessed with is building Lego. Growing up, Lego sets never really sparked a lot of joy for me. It was either the set wasn't something I was interested in, or I didn't think I was creative enough to actually finish it. But recently, Lego has started coming out with what I think they're called their Ideas set. They are 18 plus Lego sets that are very challenging, but also very rewarding. Let's start at the very beginning with the very first set I ever built, and that is the F100 farm truck. I built this set because mostly it's very nostalgic to me. Growing up, we had one of these in our backyard, and I don't think it ever ran, but I do remember spending a lot of summers just hanging out, sitting in the truck bed, or even in the front seat. One of my favorite things about Lego is their attention to detail. They really give you all of the pieces as well as make it as lifelike as they can in a scale model size. We've got a full engine under the hood, including a radiator and a fan belt. We have a little present sitting on the front seat and all sorts of goodies in the back. After completing the farm truck, I knew I was hooked. I knew that this was going to become quite the obsession. Next up, I decided to do a 1969 Camaro. This set is interesting because you get to choose the different stripes you have, as well as if you're going to have a convertible or a hardtop. I opted for the hardtop, as well as a high-performance engine under the hood, of course. And I think my favorite detail is the fact that the front seats push forward and there's a little hot rod magazine underneath. And then, of course, you have a trunk to keep any extra luggage. I was surprised from the F100 to the Camaro that they were quite different to build. Even though some things like the suspension underneath and the steering column was fairly similar, the engine, the front interior, everything else was a completely new experience, regardless that they both are automotive sets. Sometimes you're gifted things from the Lego store, and that includes tiny little sets like this one here. We have 2 sunflowers in a pot that I actually got off TikTok, but they are so adorable, and I think this was one of the first ASMR sets I actually ever built. It seems like forever ago, and yet these flowers are still so bright and so very much alive. After doing the Camaro, I was feeling bold, I was feeling brave, I was feeling on top of the world. I was also feeling like I could take on the biggest set I've ever built. This is my Land Defender, which I believe is just over 2,300 pieces. And this one took a long time. So I built all my Lego sets on live stream, and you may laugh when I tell you this, but I think this set took me about 3 months to finish. Now, I do love to chat, I do love to talk, and I do love to tell stories. So there were many chats while I was building this, but nonetheless, it is my biggest set and also my most challenging set. It includes a full front interior, back interior. There's 2 separate engines that you can build for this set, as well as a ton of accessories like a winch, a tiny little toolbox, a tire lift, gas cans, a fire extinguisher. I'm getting a little bit overwhelmed, even just thinking about it. This set is really unique as well because it is built in with suspension, so the wheels do have a spring underneath that I'd never done before, as well as it is a European style drive, meaning the steering wheel and the driver's seat is on the opposite side that I'm used to. I do love the color of this set though, and I do have a really fond place in my heart for this set just because I did invest so much time into building it. But my arm is getting heavy holding it. She's heavy. I would say it's at least like 7 pounds at least, and I'm terrified of dropping it. After building a over 2,000 piece Lego set, I knew that I needed a break. I didn't want to take a break from Lego, but I needed a break from building really big sets. And that's where the Tiny Plants collection comes into play. You may be familiar with these. The plant collection for Lego did extremely well, and I think is how I first drew my interest into building Lego sets. My favorite thing about Lego is they really reuse all of the pieces in a bunch of different ways, as well as put in little Easter eggs in all their sets. This guy here has a little ladybug, and these are all either poisonous or carnivorous plants, like our pitcher plant, which has these tiny little tubes to trap bugs in and devour them whole. This set came with a total of 9 different plants, and I generally have them sprinkled around my art studio in different places, just in amongst all of my other things, and I think they add just the cutest little pop of color. This one might be my biggest in size or square inches Lego set. This is the Wave through, I think it was their artist collection. And this one's really special because I too am an artist. I too like to paint, if you can't see from all the paintings behind me. So it was nice to find a common hobby or common interest in my Lego set. I think this one did take me a very long time to finish. Too long to say out loud, some of you know, but we're going to keep that a little secret between us. And I absolutely love it. It currently hangs in the background of all of my live streams. And if you look really closely, the little Easter egg is all of these blue pieces have a face of a little old man on them. And then these little white things are actually birds. That brings us to my last and my newest Lego set that I've built. It is the Kingfisher. This is one of their newer sets and the first time that I've actually ever built any sort of animal. I was looking for a new set and I went to the Lego store and they had this on display, fully built. I knew instantly that this was the set for me. I absolutely love how he's perching out of the water, as well as he's got a little fish in his mouth. And then these bottom bricks are actually iridescent, which just makes my heart so happy. And there you have my entire Lego collection. Some of them made better ASMR sounds than others, but I still get a lot of joy looking at all of them, and I hope this video brought you a little bit of joy as well.